I write a script for every single one of my videos, and this by far has been the hardest one for me to narrow down. Not because I don't want to tell you how to take care of your lawn during the summer, I do, but I also want to communicate that sometimes the juice isn't worth the squeeze. You see, turning a terrible lawn into a solid lawn, relatively speaking, isn't that difficult. And keeping a solid lawn relatively solid isn't that hard either. But expecting to keep your lawn immaculate at all times, that is a completely different challenge. Here's a visual representation of turf management. On the x-axis is your results, and on the y-axis is how much effort you have to put in to having a nice lawn. And I want everybody watching my videos to live around right here. So not a lot of effort for a lot of results. Now, if you ask a golf course superintendent or somebody who manages turf professionally how to keep their property looking amazing all year long, they're going to tell you that when conditions aren't their best, it is astronomically difficult to keep things looking good. This final 10% here, when you really are in pursuit of perfection, this is extremely difficult. The effort goes off the scale to keep your turf or your property in general looking flawless, maintaining it perfectly. This is that region that you are starting to dabble in, trying to keep your turf looking as good as it did in the fall, right now in the summer when conditions aren't your best friend. If you're concerned about keeping your lawn looking amazing in the summer, then you probably have what I like to call an Everest lawn. You've been to the mountaintop. You've done a successful renovation at least one time in your life, and you know what greatness looks like. You have a dense, weed-free, dark green lawn. Leave some women for the rest of us. The problem is that once you get there, you start to realize that any shifting, any issue that you have at all, takes down the quality of your lawn, and you can't think like that. Having a flawless lawn, unfortunately, highlights those little imperfections. Before we start hemorrhaging cash on the latest and greatest lawn product that we're seeing on the internet, we need to ask ourselves, is it worth it? Literally. See, in the pest control world, the amount of money it takes to keep our crop or our product as pristine as we want it to be, our economic threshold. And in plain English, that basically just means how much money do we need to spend to keep the results that we want. For example, in some industries, the amount of tolerance that we have for pests is literally zero. Like, when's the last time you bought a loaf of bread and it had like a dead bug in it? Completely unacceptable, and that brand would be dead to you for the rest of your life. Your lawn isn't quite like that, but the same principle applies. In our case, our lawn is our crop, and is it worth it is a $175 question. The reason why I say $175 is because a 50-pound bag of top-of-the-line turf-type tall fescue is on sale right now from Twin City Seeds for about $175. And that's the amount of seed it's probably going to cost me to safely and comfortably do a renovation on this area of my property this fall. And the whole point of you watching this video is try to prevent from that happening again. How can I not have to put all of that effort and energy into my lawn again year after year after year? I get it. Most people don't really understand the actual cost it takes for golf course superintendents, for professional turf managers like in professional sports fields, or even YouTubers have nothing to do all day but to mow their grass and take videos, how much effort and money it takes to maintain those flawless conditions. I'm not just talking about fertilizer and weed control. I'm not just talking about mowing and watering. I'm talking about fungicides. I'm talking about wetting agents. I'm talking about installing in-ground sprinklers. I'm talking about timers. I'm talking about digging up parts of your lawn that has rocks from when they built it. Are you going to go that extra mile in order to get maybe 1 or 2 inches more on the results scale that we talked about earlier? You have to ask yourself, is it really worth it? Welcome to that final 10%. So I'm breaking up my topic of summer survival for cool season lawns into several videos so that you don't have to sit through a 45-minute nonstop thrill ride about photosynthesis degradation in the summer, and instead that you can find the information that you want, and you can also make a call on whether or not this is the kind of effort I want to put in versus this is the kind of thing that I want to hold off on doing because I just don't care that much, or I don't have the kind of cash to allocate to this front yard. As much as we think of our lawns as high value turf, it really isn't. It's not really earning us money. It's not like a golf course where if the back 9 greens die, you're going to go somewhere else and they're going to lose money and possibly jobs or members or things like that. If this dies, it's not truly going to be the end of the world, unfortunately. Now, You could have an issue where you're putting too much effort into your lawn and people start moving out of your house, if you know what I mean. But the point still stands. We need to really kind of look at this from like an economic lens rather than a passion project. And I get it. Some of you have all the cash in the world. Some of you have the oodles of time. And I'm going to show you how to get there, but I need you to understand that we are going to start bumping up against like the biological limit of our cool season turf for those of us who live in expert level summer zones. On screen here are all the topics I'm going to cover in this playlist, but I might actually add on to that. You're going to have to see the final playlist because there's a lot of little factors that contribute to summer stress. There's going to be a little bit of this, a little bit of this, and it's going to stack into having an issue with your turf. Not necessarily one thing that we can point to and say, oh, that's your problem. Oh, this is what you need to fix. It's usually a lot of little compounding things that's going to make your turf struggle. So before we move on and just go click on another video of a guy top dressing his lawn with sand, this is what I challenge you to do. I want you to figure out how much money you're willing to put in to your lawn to keeping it look as good as it can this summer. Or inversely, what I want you to do is figure out how much it's going to cost you to renovate your lawn, maybe just do an aeration, overseed, or just to get it back to how it was looking April, May time frame. So take into account the cost of seed and seeding at the correct rate, not as cheap as you can do it. Fertilizer, starter fertilizer, or possibly some mesotrione to put down over the top of your seeds to make sure it's weed free. Maybe take into account the cost of renting an aerator and possibly top dressing if we want to amend our soil, if we have some compacted areas that's giving us some trouble. The only caveat with that is don't take into account the cost of sprinklers. So I'm talking hoses, sprinkler timers, the actual water itself, because watering is kind of a non-negotiable. Whether you're starting a lawn from scratch or you're trying to keep one alive, you do need to water, just in different ways. So if you made it to the end of this video, I hope I haven't convinced you to just throw your hands up and give up on keeping your lawn alive this summer. That's not at all what I'm trying to do. What I'm saying is that summer lawn care for a cool season lawn can get overwhelming. And at some point you just have to say, hey, this isn't worth it. So as we get into the other videos, you need to look at it and say, yes, this is something I can do. This is realistic. That's worth it. Or no, I'm not going to go down that path. That's not for me. My dogs are going to tear it up anyway, so I want to renovate it. You just need to keep that in mind and keep those keep your parameters strong so you don't start buying this product hoping it works, buying this product, maybe that's the fix. You're going to drive yourself crazy, and that's not what I'm trying to do here. Realistic lawn care based on actual science and results. My name's JJ. I'm looking forward to seeing you in the rest of the videos. This has been the Lawn Lab.